What's good, peoples? It's your boy Blaze back at you with another one of the Venomous Reactions, and I'm here to bring y'all my take on Survivor Series and also Undertaker's final farewell. Now, I feel like Survivor Series could have been better. Like, I just felt like the hype for some of the matches really did meet their expectations fully. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some good moments. I just felt kind of, yeah, in between. Like the one match I really liked the most was Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Those two always put on like the best matches to me. And let's see, and also the New Day and Street Profits. Man, those two are two different vibes, but they know how to put on one hell of a show. And and the Raw's men's Survivor Series team, man, they did a clean sweep of SmackDown, which was sad. Whew. Enough said about that. And Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, I already knew Bobby was going to take that one. Like, come on now. I mean, see, Sami Zayn, he loves to run his mouth, and he cannot back it up. And he always knows how to shortchange a victory. But he wasn't going to do it with Bobby Lashley. And the only thing I cared about in that match was, hey, did Bobby Lashley win? And he up and won that with the Hurt Lock. And yeah, Sasha Banks and Asuka, it was pretty cool also. I'll give kudos to those two as well. Now for the Women's Survivor Series team match, let's just say the ending just the ending was a big what the deuce. No comment. And then there's Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Now, for Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, man, they bring out the best of each other. And how Roman Reigns is now, like he's like this execution. He gives off this executioner vibe. Like, you know what, you will respect me, or you'll be executed in the house of the tribal chief. And Drew McIntyre said it best, like the SmackDown before, get ready, because this is going to be a war. And it was a war. Now, I honestly called it that Roman Reigns was going to win due to some underhanded tactic, but it made sense. It made sense because Drew just got the belt back, and to have him go against Roman Reigns and win, I honestly wouldn't know what to feel about that if that were to happen. So to have Roman Reigns remain strong and under the same breath keeping Drew strong as well, just coming off a title victory and getting his title back, that I could understand. And then the maraschino cherry on top, which was the Undertaker's final farewell. Now, that one was priceless. To have everybody that that made the life of the Undertaker in the ring and out, was perfect. And then they had the perfect montage culminating his 30 years in the business. And to be honest, that montage was picture perfect. And when Vince got into the ring and just to talk about the Undertaker, I mean, he tried so hard to contain himself, but it was like, you know what, it was hard for him to keep it together. So he got down to it, and he spoke about the very same person he brought into the company, and he has been there ever since. And bro, 30 years in the game, yo, that's a pretty long time for me. That anyone that has came into the company and stayed with the company, never went anywhere else, but but just to but just to start there and end there, that was picture perfect. And then you had the Deadman coming down, making that one final slow walk down to the ring, and he he couldn't he he's always been like a man of a few words, and but even those few words said a lot. For 30 years, he has been the most the most ominous force in the business. And then and then he came down to the point of where 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 you said that it is time for the Undertaker to rest in peace. And honestly, that was the perfect send off, like the final farewell. And then to have like the hologram of Paul Bearer capped it off perfectly. And I know Keith thought he was gonna do like he did after his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. What was it? 30. WrestleMania 33. Yeah, I had to think about it for a second before I get that wrong. But like he just left his jacket and his hat and his gloves in the ring. But no, he left like he came in, and he gave that final arm raise one more time before descending into the night. And hashtag thank you Taker, man, thank you Taker, thank you for giving his everything. He really gave everything, even every inch of his body, not only for the company but for also the business. And you can't help but respect someone like that. But like honestly, when I first started watching wrestling, like it was around the time of the Royal Rumble '98. It was during that casket match with Shawn Michaels. Like that was my first time ever seeing the Dead Man, and I was like, sheesh, man, this dude is not normal. Like, oh my god, man! Like that casket match at the Royal Rumble '98. There's been other like casket matches with the Dead Man, but that one right there, I had to put that at the top of my list because that was the first time I've ever seen the Undertaker in action. And like I was teetering like between watching wrestling back in '98, but it was '99 when the Undertaker debuted the whole Lord of Darkness, the Ministry of Darkness persona. And honestly to me that was my favorite persona of the Dead Man, right next to right next to the American Badass. I mean, everybody may feel differently about which personas they like the most, but I mean, hey, if you like different personas of the Undertaker, hey, who am I to say? Who am I to say? Like, who am I to judge? But I'm just speaking from my experience. And ever since then, like, Undertaker has been that that guy that I would look forward to watching either on pay per view or at a live event or just on regular WWE programming. And that's one thing that we can all agree on. Like, Taker may have descended back into the night, but you always have those classic matches that you can always go back and look back on. Like, basically you reliving your childhood over and over again. Like, but above all, man, it was a good. Above all, it was a pretty decent Survivor Series, and the final farewell of the Undertaker is pretty much solidified it for me. So, I want to know what y'all thought of Survivor Series if y'all watched it, and what was your thoughts on the whole pay per view, and what y'all thought of the Undertaker's final farewell. Now, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and don't forget to tell your peoples over there and over there and over yonder. Come check your boy out one good time. This your boy Blaze saying check the deuce, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.